Okay, so this is our monthly meetup session, and so let's begin by looking through a list of mm, momentum stocks. This part of the meeting will be recorded and posted to the YouTube, and then we'll have a discussion which won't be recorded. All right, so first off the bat, this NVIDIA. I think there's no surprises with this one. So we can see NVIDIA's had this tremendous run, kind of sideways digestion going on here. There was a video that I posted to the YouTube channel, I think it was over the weekend, where I did a quick fair valuation on the video. That came out to about, I think it was 420. And so if we look at NVIDIA a little closer, so you can see that in this little pullback here, NVIDIA did drop below that point. So it's been very difficult to get into NVIDIA, but just based on our fair value valuation, which gave you an alternative pivot. So there was a pivot, and you could have, which would have allowed somebody to get in on this at this level, and from there, you'd be up 15%. So um, it pays to keep an eye out on non-technical pivots too, because otherwise it'd be very difficult to get into the stock. So that's the first one. NVIDIA. Let's just see what we got. Health. Health's been another strong one. No obvious base right now. PAL, electronic components. So this one's interesting. It's been jumping up and then digesting, and had a recent jump up here, making this kind of flag formation. So breakout from here could be play. Tide just been running up, very steady, good momentum. ACLS, this has been a pretty good mover all year. It's been on the list several times. Had a nice little digestion here, breaks it, the digestion, little pullback, looking to break out. So this is poised for a good breakout, really good relative strength. Celsius has been another good year-to-date performer, up pretty big, but hasn't always been easy to play. It did have a nice breakout out of this base, a little flash base here, earnings, and now it's just run away. FTAI, strong upward move, Consolidated Water, Eli Lilly, First Citizen Bank. Okay, so Fix, Comfort System is another winning stock for the year. So you can see that like stocks like this just are very clean in their move up. Not too many opportunities. There was a pivot here, possibly here. So it's only given a couple of opportunities to get in. Consol Energy, this has been a strong momentum stock. It's actually kind of making a little saucer pattern here. So you can review this zone for a potential entry. Copy to Arista Network. So ANET being another winning stock, but this one has been very difficult to hold because it's been jumping up and down. So it's pretty, even though it's gone up and it's got strong momentum, it you would be challenged in and out of this stock quite a bit. Freedom Holding looks like it had a pretty good breakout here. That's probably earnings. It's followed through. med piece. So this has been a stock of interest, good relative strength, tests swing highs here, recaptures the averages here, and then moves on up. Hasn't really given too much, potentially setting up in a square box up here, but other than recapturing the moving average crossover, hasn't really given a lot of entries. So this LPG, this has been on the lists, various lists through the year, been moving up pretty smartly, so it makes sense to see this. It's actually formed a base now, coming up the right side of a potential base. Energy sector, big consolidation here. Make my trip. Kings. So the leisure services industry is strong right now. You do have a potential entry here. So Manhattan. So here's a nice little base. So you got a nice uptrend. And then there you can see a nice cup and handle in the makings. So if this week completes the handle, then you got a pivot you can work with. Here's another one. So you got a pattern within a pattern, this little cup and handle forming here, and the whole handle structure itself, well, it's also belongs to this bigger base here. So you got a base handle, and the handle itself is a little bit of a pattern too. So that's constructive. So this looks like an earnings breakout, and now it's putting back in. So stocks like this are worth paying attention to because chances are this will find its footing and then take off. Look at the daily on this. Yeah, gaps up, sideways action comes in. And if it finds its footing at this average, and you start to see it moving up, then that's the play. Okay, so this has been a fairly good momentum stock. Little bit of a flat base, which has just poked its head above now. So here's another nice little. So this one's been moving up pretty smartly. Trend, base, tries to break out. Another base, tries to break out. Wedges up. A little consolidation. Another breakout. This one looks like it's going to move up. Now it's gone very tight. So a move above this is the ticket. Big, huge. Aries. This one's been on various lists through the year as well. A little bit hard to hold, but we can see how it's getting less volatile now. So from here we have quite the pullback, no pullback now, but we do have a sideways flat base type of structure here. Move above that is the pivot. So here's a big stock Caterpillar, pretty tied to the infrastructure. Pullback, moving up. Palo Alto being a little erratic over the last few weeks, so it sold off on news from Microsoft, potentially giving them competition. Then it put in the stellar earnings report, gapped up, but kind of just holding, hasn't fallen through yet. So You just need to watch it if you own it. What you want to see is a good strong move through here. If it fails, it'll close that gap and then go off into retest that 40-week. Do you want to be out by then? Some of these, back to NVIDIA. So I skipped a couple because they were just in weak sectors that we wouldn't be interested in anyway. Okay, so that's a quick review of momentum stocks. So I'm going to stop the recording and then allow this segment to be posted. So 1 sec.